I love Jerry, and I believe in Jerry. After you hang up and process it and think about it, it's intriguing. But I love Boulder and everything there is about our team, the coaches, our student body, and the community. Brew, should Jerry go all in for Coach Prime?
Well, Deion said he's processing it, right? And I had, obviously, it broke last night. I got time to process it. And they're not getting Shador. He has said he wants to coach his son. That's the only reason he go to the NFL. So I don't like it. I love it! I want Deion in Dallas. All right? That was obvious. Everybody do that. I want Deion in Dallas. All in. Let me tell Jerry what all in is. Because, yes, obviously he should go all in. And I'm not even going to go all the way because I know that is unrealistic and maybe this is. But here's what all in means. Because he don't know because he went all in this offseason, right? Mm-hmm. We saw what that was. Obviously give Deion a huge amount of money.
Helps.
And also, you know what? Stop doing the post-game interviews.
Well, that's...
Deion, I will stop. Now, you can keep your weekly radio hit.
Oh, wow. It's a negotiation.
That. You can keep your weekly radio hit. Deion needs to be the voice of the team. He needs to be the face of the franchise. Jerry will still get credit if they win anything because he brought Deion in. But that's what all in means to me. Go get Deion Sanders. I look at it like, it's kind of like, well, first I think, as I said yesterday, Deion's personality is big enough to Deion will become the face of the franchise. Whether Jerry wants it or not, Deion will become that guy. That part's
true.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like and he's one of the few people out there that has that cachet and strength of personality where they would override Jerry. Like I said yesterday, if Jerry does do his interviews after the games, people still are going to be more into what Deion says in his presser than Jerry's little pseudo presser outside the locker room. So it reminds me kind of the only owner I can think of that talked what owner across sports?
Were you going to say Steinbrenner?
Yeah, and Billy Martin.
Yeah.
The Yankees hadn't made the playoffs in 11 years. Billy Martin gets there, and they go to 3 World Series. He got fired before the third one, but he won a World Series, lost the World. He had the strength of personality to deal with an owner like Steinbrenner.
Also played for the Yankees.
And Deion's got that for the Cowboys, and we know he knows the game. The X's and O's can put together a staff. So I think this is great. I just hope Jerry will step out of the way a little bit and let Deion be the man.
That part right there. Will he step out of the way? Because what we do know is that Jerry likes to be in control. And typically the coaches that he allows to be put in place, they're operating with one hand behind their back.
Right.
And that's how he's liked things to go as the owner of the Dallas Cowboys because, as you said, he wants to be out front. Why I do like this is because Deion embodies everything that Jerry's all about.
Yes.
You talked about this yesterday. The flash, the glitz, the glam, and I can still be a heck of a football player and team. We will be. That will be the selling point of Deion and the idea of Jerry really embracing someone coming into that head coaching position and giving them the keys. He is probably the only one outside of Bill Belichick, who we know is not in the runnings anymore. He's out of the question. Outside of Bill, this is the only other individual that I feel like Jerry Jones will allow. And even if he didn't, Deion would challenge.
So, so I think it's a great idea. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think everything you're saying is true. And I think, so I also think that it's in either direction not going to happen. From Deion's perspective, if Deion is going to leave Boulder to coach an NFL team, doesn't he want it to have a chance to coach Shador? He has made it very clear he wants to coach Shador. Mm-hmm. One of the teams that could draft Shador needs a coach. Mm-hmm. And he has a relationship with that ownership group as well with the Raiders. So this would be, and Brew, you didn't say why, but it seemed like what you were alluding to was it's not realistic they trade Dak. It's just financially, because had they not given Dak this deal, it's a different deal. But it's $104 million dead to trade him. and he has a no trade. So he'd have to agree to it, and you got $104 million. Even if you split it up over 2 years, it's 42 and then 62. It's untenable. So Dak's your quarterback.
And there's no way the Raiders could eat some of that or offset any of that.
The Cowboys? You mean? What are you talking about? I don't understand.
If Dak went, yes, I'm sorry.
If
the Cowboys,
if somebody traded for Dak, no, the Cowboys have to eat $104 million no matter what, because it's money already paid to them.
They could wait a year.
They could wait a year, but then Shedeur is certainly not getting drafted somewhere and then getting traded to Dallas a year in. So Deion would have to basically just be like, I'm punting on the chance to coach my son. I don't see him being like, I'm going to leave Boulder, I'm going to leave Colorado, and it's to not coach Shedeur. That doesn't make sense to me. And the other side of it is, I don't see Jerry's not an idiot. He knows Deion's a bigger personality and bigger star. I don't see him hiring a guy that's going to usurp his throne. As he did that once with Jimmy Johnson and won Super Bowls and hated it. He won 2 Super Bowls, built an amazing team, was like, get out of here, and I'm going to make you wait forever to get in the Ring of Honor because I'm so mad at you about it. So I think what you said at the beginning of the show, it's what I wrote down. It feels to me like Jerry is making sure the Cowboys are in the news during when the NFL has more eyeballs on him than any other time of year. It's been a while since he's been out of the news during Wild Card Week. It's usually leading up to the Wild Card game, Cowboys are the biggest story, and after Wild Card Weekend, the Cowboys flop is the biggest story. And so he's keeping them in the news, and then I totally believe he's going to hire Kellen Moore. Yeah. Because it's another coach that's happy for the job, that is not going to push back, that has a history with the team, that he's comfortable with, that all these things. And again, maybe Kellen will be a good head coach. I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with the merits of your guys' points. I think this is a way to keep the Cowboys front of mind when they otherwise wouldn't be, and just like slow playing Mike McCarthy. Oh, we're denying you to interview with the Bears, and we're doing this. It's marketing. It's all marketing.
I still like Deion. The Kellen Moore thing is just going to land.
It's going to land terribly.
Gently.
After that.
I don't think it's going to land terribly, but
I don't think it would be terrible because he's been there.
He might be okay.
Dak will be like, great, had a good year.
Right,
but and in the meantime, you know what the next Cowboys news cycle will be? I'll call my shot on this.
Oh.
That they interviewed Jason Witten. And there's a lot of controversy about it. This guy's never coached. Like, oh, my God, you're thinking about Witten, and Jerry will say great things about Jason Witten, and then hire a coach the way everybody does. But manage to keep the Cowboys front of mind the whole time.
Okay. We'll leave that there. Well said. Before we go, you can help families impacted by the California wildfires. Visit go.fox/Red Cross or scan the QR code on your screen to support these efforts. Your donation enables the Red Cross to respond to and help people recover from this disaster. We'll be right back.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.